Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's live stream for insurance agents. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's live stream for insurance agents. My name is Christoph Nauer, certified business and life coach, and Brian Tracy, certified time management master, coming to you from Lafayette, California, in the San Francisco Bay Area. Today, I would like to talk about goal setting, but not the way most insurance agents usually think about it. Last week on Giveaway Friday, my gift to you was my goal setting tool, and I hope you had a chance to download it. If not, be sure to do so. Most agents set goals around production, right? More premium, more commission, more policies, more referrals, more appointments, more revenue. And there really is nothing wrong with that. You are in business, you need sales, you need growth, you need income. Absolutely. Nothing nothing wrong with that. Here's the problem. If your only goals are business goals, you can grow your agency and still feel exhausted, disconnected, unhealthy, and out of balance. That is not success. That is just production without peace. So, today we're going to talk about the 6 categories of goals every insurance agent should be thinking about. Those 6 that make up my business name, Balance 6, are money, time, health, relationships, self improvement, and higher power or spirituality, if that is part of your life. Because the goal is not just to build a bigger book of business, the goal is also to build a better life while you build the business. So, why do written goals matter? Most people have ideas. Few people have written goals, and that matters. There's a big difference between saying, I want to grow my agency and writing down exactly what growth looks like. So, how much revenue, by when, from what type of client, through what activity, with what support, and of course, at what cost to your time and health. When a goal is vague, it's easy to ignore. When a goal is written, specific and measurable, it's starting to become real. A lot of agents are busy every day, but they're not always moving towards something clearly defined. They're answering calls, handling service issues, quoting, responding to emails, solving problems, and putting out fires. Yeah, putting out fires. Well, that is activity. But activity without clear goals can keep you trapped. Written goals give you your activity direction. They help you decide what deserves your attention and what does not. They help you make better decisions about your time, your team, your clients, your schedule, and your priorities. So, the first question is simple. Have you written down what you really want? My trainer and mentor, Brian Tracy, says that only about 3% of people have written goals. So, not what you think you should want, not what someone else expects from you, not just a number that sounds impressive. What do you want your business and life to look like? Do you know what that is? And if not, this is a really good time to spend some time reflecting on that and maybe starting with a list. So in this live stream, we don't have time to go into too much detail, but let's start with the first category. And most agents think about this one first, which is fine because we're going to business to make money. That's the Bottom line, right? Money goals matter. You need to know your income target, revenue goal, premium goal, commission goal, profit goal, and net worth goal. But do not stop at I want to make more money. Well, that's not clear enough. Maybe you can find a dime walking down the street. There you go. You made more money. You got a dime that you didn't have before. So we have to get clear. We have to ask ourselves, how much do I want to earn this year? How much premium do I want to write? How much recurring revenue do I want to build? How many households or businesses do I want to serve? What kind of clients do I want more of? And what do I want fewer of? What kind of business do I no longer want to chase? How much do I want to save, invest, or give away? Money goals should force you to think like a business owner, not just a salesperson. Because more revenue does not automatically mean a better business. You can write more business and still be overwhelmed if your systems are weak. You can increase sales and still take home less if expenses are out of control. You can grow your book of business and still feel trapped if you're attracting the wrong clients. So, when you set your money goals, be specific. Do not just ask, how much do I want to make? Ask, what kind of business do I need to build to support the income, lifestyle, and impact I want? And that question changes everything. All right, let's move on to the second category, time. And as you all know, we all get the same amount of time. Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. And whatever time is gone is gone. You can't make it back. You can make more money, but you can never make more time. You get 24 hours a day, everybody gets the same. For insurance agents, this one category is critical because this business can take over your life if you let it. There's always another call, another quote, another follow up, another renewal, another claim question, another client issue, another fire to put out. But you're not a firefighter. So if you do not create goals for your time, your business will consume whatever time you give it. So here are some questions that you can ask yourself. What office hours do I want to keep? When does my workday start and when does it end? When do I stop checking emails? When am I available to clients? When am I not available? How much vacation time will I take this year? How much family time will I protect each week? What boundaries do I need to create? How many days a week do I want to work? This is especially important if you work from home or have flexible hours. And a lot of folks have a home office nowadays, especially since COVID. But flexibility without boundaries becomes chaos. You may technically be home, but mentally you are still at work. You're checking emails at dinner, responding to messages at night. Think about clients when you should be present with your family. That is not freedom. That is your business following you everywhere. So a powerful goal for this category might be, I will stop checking email after 6. Or I will take one full day off each week without client work. Or I will schedule 2 vacations this year and prepare my team so the agency can run while I'm gone. Some of this stuff sounds scary, right? But this is what it's all about. Okay, time goals protect the life your business is supposed to support. All right, let's move on to number three, health. Health goals. This is one many agents ignore until they cannot ignore it anymore. In our society, we spend billions of dollars on getting our health back. How about we don't lose it to begin with? So we push through fatigue. We skip lunch. We sit all day. We live on coffee. We don't sleep enough. And we carry the stress in our body for years. And then we wonder why we feel drained, reactive, and burned out. Your health affects your production. It affects how you sell, how you lead, how you communicate, and how you handle pressure, how you present you, how present you are with clients and family. So it's critically important to set health goals. Some questions you can ask yourself in this regard. What weight do I want to maintain? How much energy do I want to have during the day? How many days per week will I exercise? What about sleep? How many hours of sleep do I need? How many hours do I want to get? If I'm not where I am now, how can I get to where I need to be? What food habits need to change? When will I take real breaks? Yes, real breaks are critically important throughout the day, especially a lunch break. And the lunch break does not mean sitting at the desk eating. How will I manage stress? You do not need to become a professional athlete, but you do need to stop treating your body like it is separate from your business. Your body is part of your business. If you're exhausted, your decision making suffers. If you're stressed, your patient suffers. Your patience, you're impatient. You know, it doesn't take much to trigger you. If you're constantly running on empty, your clients, team, and family eventually feel it. Yeah. If you run out of gas or run out of oil, your car blows. It stops moving. It's similar to our bodies. We got to nurture and take care of our bodies. So here are some possible strong health goals to think about. I will walk for 30 minutes 5 days per week. Or I will take a real lunch break away from my desk 4 days per week. I highly recommend you do it every day, but start slow if you're not doing anything right now. It's easier to start with one or two and then work up towards doing this daily. I will be in bed by 10:30 p.m. on weeknights. So you know your body best. So these are critically important goals. And simple goals here in this regard can create major changes when you actually follow them. Next category is relationships. This includes your relationship with yourself, your spouse or partner, your children, your friends, your team, your clients, and your business associates. Insurance, as you know better than I do, is a relationship business. But here's the danger. Agents can spend all day taking care of clients and still neglect the most important relationship in their personal lives. That is not sustainable. If you're married or in a committed relationship, schedule a date night, ideally weekly, minimum monthly. If you're not doing anything, just start out slow and then go up towards ultimately where you want to be. And treat it like a client appointment. Just because you're married, doesn't mean now you don't need to take care of each other unless your relationship that you have. You don't want to look at each other 30, 40 years later and say, who are you? Have we met? Because if a client meeting goes on your calendar and your spouse gets whatever time is left, something is out of alignment. Just think about it. The people closest to you should not always get the tired leftover version of you. They deserve better. If you have kids, schedule time to be fully present, not attached to your phone or email, not half working, not checking your phone, not physically being present but mentally still being at the office. Be present fully, 100%. If you have a team, set relationship goals there too. How often will you meet with them? How will you develop them? How will you help them to become the best version of themselves? Because ultimately, that's going to make a big difference in your agency. How will you communicate expectations? How will you recognize progress? How will you improve trust? Relationship goals matter because success feels empty when your relationships are weak. A strong relationship goal might be Friday night is date night, or I will have one distraction-free family dinner at least 4 nights per week, or I will schedule weekly one-on-one with each key team member. You protect relationships by putting them on your calendar. Whatever is not scheduled does not get done, folks. Fifth category is self-improvement. If you want your business to grow, you have to grow. Your agency will only grow to the level of your leadership, discipline, mindset, communication, and skill. If you improve in a skill set, everybody benefits around you, including you. So ask yourselves, what do I need to learn this year? What skill should or would make me more effective? Where am I weak as a leader? What habit is holding me back? What do I need to stop doing? And what do I need to start doing? Self-improvement can include so many different things. It could be reading, working with a coach, training, courses, classes, podcasts, role play, sales practice, leadership development, or improving your communication. Even 30 minutes a day adds up. 30 minutes a day can change your knowledge, your confidence, and your results over time. But again, this needs to be scheduled. Do not wait until you have time. You will not magically have time. You have to make time. A self-improvement goal might be, I will read 10 pages per day, or I will practice sales conversations twice per week, or I will complete one leadership training this quarter. Or maybe I will work with a coach to improve my time management and business systems. The best agents are not just producers. They are students. They keep improving. So last but not least is the spiritual component, higher power, spiritual growth, spiritual goals, whatever you want to call it, if that's part of your life. For some people, that can mean prayer. For others, it could be meditation, reflection, gratitude, church, quiet time, or simply connecting to something bigger than themselves. The point is not to define this for everyone. The point is to ask, what keeps me grounded? What helps me stay centered? What reminds me why I do what I do? What gives me peace when business is stressful? What practices help me lead with character? Insurance can be stressful, you know that. You deal with money, production, loss, risk, family concerns, business concerns, sometimes very emotional client situations. Having a grounding practice can help you respond instead of react. So a spiritual goal might be, I will spend 10 minutes each morning in prayer or reflection. Or I'll write 3 things I'm grateful for every day. I will attend a weekly service or group that keeps me grounded. This category helps you stay connected to the purpose, not just production. Make your goals smart. Now, once you have your goals in these 6 categories, you need to make them SMART goals. That means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I want better health is not a SMART goal. I will walk 30 minutes 5 days per week for the next 90 days. That's much stronger. I want more referrals is not a SMART goal. I will ask 5 current clients for referrals every week for the next 12 weeks is a measurable and actionable goal. I want more family time. That is vague. I'll be home for dinner by 6:30 Monday through Thursday is clear. SMART goals also remove confusion. They also attach a deadline and a behavior. And that is critically important because a goal without action is just a wish. Once your goal is clear, ask, what do I need to do in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Who can help me? What should I delegate? What should I stop doing? And what habit needs to change? This is how a goal becomes a plan. So here's my challenge for you. Do not just set insurance goals. Set life goals. Yes, set the premium goal. Yes, set the commission goal. Yes, set the referral goal. Yes, set the client review goal. Absolutely. But also set goals for your time, health, relationship, personal growth, and spiritual life. Because the purpose of your business is not to consume your life. The purpose of your business is to support the life you actually want. So, this week, write down one goal in each of the 6 categories that we talked about. Money, time, health, relationships, self-improvement, higher power, spirituality. Then choose one goal and turn it into a SMART goal. Make it specific, measurable, put a deadline on it, attach an action to it, and put it on your calendar. Because once your goals are clear, your decisions become clearer. And when your decisions become clear, your life and business start moving in the direction you actually want. So here are some critical insights from my mentor and trainer, Brian Tracy. He says, a goal is not a wish. A wish is something you want to happen. A goal is something you are committed to making happen, with a specific plan, a specific deadline, a daily structure that keeps you moving toward it when motivation alone is not enough. There are 3 very specific things that a goal needs to have. First, it must be written down. A goal that lives in only your mind is a wish. That act of writing creates commitment. Second, it must be specific and measurable. We briefly talked about that. I want to grow my business is not a goal. I will increase my revenue by $750,000 by December 31st is a goal. Third, it must have a deadline. Without a deadline, a goal has no urgency, and without urgency, action is deferred almost indefinitely. But here's something that even smart people will overlook. Even a well-written, specific, deadline-driven goal requires daily attention to stay alive. Most people write the goal on January 1st, revisit it in March, and then when they realize they're already off track, the highest performers I've coached review their goals every single morning. They spend a few minutes reconnecting to what they are building and why. The daily connection is what makes a difference. So, my question for you is, which category needs the most attention in your life right now? Leave a comment and make a commitment to start working on this right now, not tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday at the same time.